Alright, it's Kyle Golden here with this 14 Sierra Denali. It's a badass truck that I've been working on for way too long, it seems like, and we're still not done. You remember the pillars that I did? Black on black with the black acrylic. We had to match that on the enclosure that I've been posting some pictures of lately. And I've kind of been keeping it under wraps because it started getting a little bit out of hand. But here it is. So I've done 2 layers of acrylic here. There's black acrylic on top that's been polished, and it's actually fused to the 1/4 inch frosted acrylic that's below it. So there's actually 2 pieces that just kind of look like one piece, and then it's backlit from the side, and then there's a piece of 1/8 inch acrylic below that. It covers up the amps and houses this EL film here that's just been backmasked, and the logo is actually under it on the back side, not on the top, so it's not a decal. And then everything's got the 3M Dynoc carbon on it to match everything on the doors and the console and everything that he's already had wrapped. And in the side here is the Phoenix Gold voltmeter, the RMD. They just plug in. There's one on either side for either amp. On the front of it, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a integrated grill. I posted pictures of doing that and the whole process of cutting it. There's one on either side. One's intake, one's outtake for the fans. And then the console, little jump seat console or whatever you want to call it. It fits nice and snug there between the seats. The front and the 2 front seats still are fully reclinable. It's pretty tight, but it goes down, and in there's a, what is it, an Elite 12.22? 12D2. And a Phoenix Gold Elite 12 dual 2 in the sealed console there. Down firing into the ground, and the bottom of this console is actually different on all 4 sides of it. There's 4 different legs here that were made out of PVC and bolted to the enclosure, so it's actually contoured to the floor and not just like chilling on some random square blocks. It's actually contoured on all sides, and the bottom of it, you can't see it, but the bottom's all finished off in flock 2. And then I try to carry with the theme on the Dynoc film on the side of it, similar to the front doors. These are the backs. The fronts are off because I'm going to be rebuilding them, similar to mine. And then the cool thing about the tops of these, we'll go to the other side. You remember how I pulled the top off and undid the harness? If you want to do that. There's the proud owner of this here bad boy, Mario. Say hi.
Alright.
If you want to pull that tab up, pull that side off if you want. We just have the wiring in here temporarily because he had all the wiring ran, so we just coiled it up inside this, and I've got a power supply on the, just pull it straight out, there's no tab. I've got a power supply wiring up the LEDs just so I can show you, but I've actually made this Molex plug dock here, so to take when you want to take the lids off, all you got to do is just pull this connector out, and when you put it back in, just pop it in and everything comes back on. And like I said, I just got it temporarily wired up to a wall wart right now, but the entire inside of this thing's been finished off with ABS and suede flock, and the top's held on with magnets. And then if you look at the bottom of these panels as well, you can see that everything's been completely finished off. There's no bare wood showing or anything like that. It's all sandwiched in here. The EL film's been sandwiched, and the back of it's actually wrapped with the Dynoc as well. So everything's completely accessible and finished off. I'll put that harness back in there. And it's easy to get to. All you got to do is plug it in. The clip goes at the top there, or where the clip used to be anyways. I've modified them. There we go. Clicks back into place. These things go down like so. That's all there is to it. This thing's kicked my ass, but it was well worth it. And the other thing is too, I've actually put white LEDs inside those Phoenix Gold Elite amps. So if you haven't already figured out, there's a Elite 0.5 over here, Elite 0.4 on that side. So the insides of those amps are lit up. That was his idea, and that was a great idea, because I was kind of worried about it being too much at first, but I'm sure as fuck glad I did it. Front doors, those are coming later. But we're actually doing Illusion C8s in the front doors. There's the C3 set in the pillars. He's doing C6s in the back. Behind the seat is actually, he's modified it to where it flips down, because in these trucks they usually don't flip down. You want to go flip it down? Yeah. Done some pretty cool shit back here with the seat being modified like that. Everything's accessible. The Moscone 6 to 8 processors back here, and a lot of old school vintage Phoenix Gold fuse block goodness. That is a really cool, this deal here. What's that called?
A DD10.
DD10.
And we still got to make the
we're making a cover for this guy, but that's coming later. And then the Moscone 6 to 8s right there, it's actually been painted black, and we got a decal going back on there so it looks factory. But he's modified the seat so it just flips up, and once you flip it back down, it locks into place, and that's it. So yeah, it's gonna be a cool truck. It's gonna be cooler than mine, and I'm pissed off about it. But I can't get too pissed because I built it. So and then, oh yeah, the console is actually it's bolted to the amp rack on the inside with 2 quarter-20 bolts just to hold it in place. And the way I did it is I actually built it off of my truck. The way I did it, it's flexible. It can move up and down if it needs to, if the truck flexes. It's not 100% tight, but it is secure enough to where it's not going to rock back and forth or bounce up and down or anything. So